back to another GG33 podcast, and today we're going to do something different because, that's what we do here. We do things from, sometimes we talk to President Obama's brother, sometimes we talk to people who are influencers, sometimes we talk to people who are flat out whores. Today, we're going to do something different. How do you like that intro, brother? Today, we're going to do something different. Today, we're going to talk to a man who investigates frauds. So I take it you're not a fan of the Biden administration?
Not at all. I'm not.
All right, brother. Why don't we start off by what is your name, sir?
So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Doreen Delavante. I'm your favorite consumer law expert. I teach people how to repair, rebuild, restore their own credit using consumer laws, and I teach them how to start their own credit repair business and how to scale it using my 4 key principles: lead generation, lead conversion, client ascension, and continuity.
You had that ready to go, brother.
I'm always ready to go.
So you've been doing this for a while, because that routine right there, that takes some practice, man. So you've been doing this for a while. So how long have you been into this?
Going 3 years now. Three going 4. Yeah, 3 years.
And what made you get in this field? Is this something you feel passionate about, or did you see a hole in the marketplace and thought, man, I could fill it?
So it started out as me fixing my own problem, because a lot of people talk about a lot of stuff and they don't become the solution to the problem and just talk about it and hoping somebody else fix it. Well, I had bad credit. I got denied for everything. Everybody told me no, like, no, bro. And I keep getting denied after denial after denial. Couldn't get a car. Had to get a co-signer. And it was a used car too, and that's what hurt my feelings. It was a used Nissan Altima, 75,000 miles. I couldn't even get that. I needed a co-signer. I couldn't get an apartment. Dude, I wanted to bring chicks home. I had to bring chicks home to a room, right? So I couldn't.
That doesn't work too well, does it?
It does not. It does not. And I'm out in these streets and, I'm a grown man and I can't get approved for nothing. And it was at that point where I decided to become responsible and accountable for my own action. It's my fault I wasn't educated on credit.
Whoa. We're going to hit a rewind. Women, pay attention to what he just said. Go and say that one more time.
Accountability.
Woo! Go ahead, brother.
So I had to own my own truth, right? I had to admit the fact to me that I had bad credit and I alone had the means to go and fix it. Now, I could have paid somebody to fix it just like everybody else, but then I'd be giving somebody a fish. Or in my case, somebody would be giving me a fish, meaning that they'd fix my credit, but I don't know what to do if I'm ever in the situation again.
Is that what you do to other people now?
No, I teach people how to fish.
You teach
I
people
don't
how to
give
fish.
people fishes.
Okay.
I do not believe in giving people fishes.
So you don't believe in charity?
Huh?
You don't believe in charity?
Charity for a good cause. But it's also a tax write-off, so I get the best of both.
Right? you know a lot about a personality, because when someone says something like that, they're thinking a certain way. I've had many guests on the podcast, but I never had a guest to say, yo, are these people sponsoring you? Oh, they're not? Take the label off.
Yeah.
No free rent.
No.
So you're a capitalist, brother.
Bruh, the new me was birthed by Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump.
A 33 life path and a 4 life path, Donald Trump.
So this new me got created from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It got created from Why We Want You to Be Rich with Robert and Donald.
So the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the 33 life path, would you say he is the guy who had the most influence on you?
He is my genesis, correct.
Another 33 life path doing their thing, brother. Shout out to the
and
man
I'm 33,
himself.
so I'm saying
and
the
you just
numbers
met me
don't
today,
lie.
right?
Yep.
There you go, brother.
Like, it's all aligned. So, like, the excuses, dude, I wasn't even born here. Let's get that straight. I'm not from here. I've been in this country only 13 years. I am 13 years old to this country.
Hasn't the white man held you back?
No.
What are you talking about? What about the systemic racism in America?
That's bullshit. Yeah, people are racist, but if you're going to use the crutch of somebody else holding you back, then you'll forever be at their mercy. I wasn't even born in this country. There's people that's been living here longer than I have.
Are you a millionaire?
I am.
Okay. So you are a millionaire, 13 years immigrant from Jamaica?
Correct.
So within 13 years, you came to this country and you became a millionaire. Hold on. Let me this isn't painted on here. So you became a millionaire as a black man.
Oh, they thought I'm painted. Yeah, I'm really black.
I'm just making sure because the audience is going to say that you're CGI. They're going to say this is all bullshit.
Okay.
So within 13 years, you fucking made it, but the fucking people in this country who are brainwashed by watching CNN and all this other fucking garbage, they will have you think that they're being oppressed. My brother, are you oppressed?
13 is too long. See, I've been here 13 years, but for the first 10, I was programmed. So I really became a millionaire in 3 years of being and becoming a new person. That's a different story. 13 years living here, 10 years in the system. I was in the 40-40 club. I was drinking the Kool-Aid 40 hours a week, 40 years, 40%. I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank all of it. But what the switch for me was, and I still don't know how you knew this, and we've never met until today, when 2019, 2020, when everything changed, that was my changing year. Before COVID, a lot of people happened after.
I called that as soon as I saw you.
Yeah, you did.
And I gave you like a 2-minute reading, and what did you ask me?
Yeah, I thought our guy Bonnie gave you like my script or some research on me or some shit.
I never met you before.
No, it was my first time seeing you.
See, this is how people understand that people can call me a fraud. People can say whatever they want. But this is the reaction.
If you don't got haters, you ain't doing nothing
I got
right,
you. But to the haters and to the people who say I can't do this, put your money where your mouth is, man. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, whatever you want to do, we can do. We'll go on the streets. I'll be blindfolded. Random people will come up to me. I'll read them like a fucking book. And then you can tell me I'm fucking doing something else other than numerology. I don't know what you can do at that point if you're fucking blindfolded. How they can even call it a code reader.
But have them step up to the plate.
Well, no, but that's the thing. They're cowards.
There's a lot of cowards. Shut up.
It is what it is, man. You know, when you're Michael Jordan of your industry, everyone's going to come at you. And from what I understand, brother, you have been fucking on a fucking tear for the last 3 years. You're like absolutely dominating.
It's crazy, you know. Like the more you go up, the more you want to see people bring you back down. And you see, when you give them that type of energy, they feel some form of significance. And I get this on a day-to-day basis, whether it's fake pages or people saying I'm teaching fraud on the internet. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm teaching fraud, that means Congress wrote fraud in their laws, because what I see is what's written. And if you see something else and you read something else, like the fact that a creditor can't treat a payment as late, when I speak about late payment, and when I tell people I get late payments deleted in 4 hours, they look at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like, no, you're stupid for not knowing this. But again, it's not their fault.
Okay. Let's go back a second. You said delete a late payment within 4 hours.
Yes, I've gotten late payments deleted in 4 hours.
I understand you're selling a course, so is there something that you can talk about that has evidence toward this?
Most definitely.
Without giving away your course?
Well, definitely. So it won't speak to the time frame because the time frame is subjected to each creditor.
But why did you say 4 hours?
But what I can tell you, because that's the average we've been getting.
Okay.
The students in my program,
that makes sense.
That's the time. That's the
makes complete sense.
Shortest time we've gotten.
Okay.
The law is there for everybody to read. 15 USC 1666B.
Woo! He came out with the dashes on him. He came out with the dashes on him. And what does that say?
You know what? Let me not paraphrase anything. I like proof. So everybody that's listening to this episode now, pull your smartphones up, because I know each and every one of you got it. Go to 15 USC 1666B. So we're going to go into Google. We're going to type in 15 USC 1666B, timing of payments. And when you go to timing of payments, it's going to read this. And so you know, this is not my note. This is law. It's right there. You can read it for yourself. Go test it out. This is law. Everybody right now should be looking at time enough payments.
Okay, explain this in layman's terms.
All right, so let's talk about the first part, right? A creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account under an open-end consumer credit plan as late for any purpose. For any purpose, they cannot treat it as late unless the creditor has adopted reasonable procedures designed to ensure that each periodic statement, including the information required by Section 1637B of this title, is mailed or delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment due date.
Explain in layman's terms.
Now, what Congress is saying is this: the only way for a creditor to treat a payment as late, they must do something. The first thing is they must have reasonable procedures that's designed to mail out information that is required under 1637B. There's 12 sections of information under 1637B that must be disclosed and sent to the consumer, right? And this must be mailed or delivered to the consumer within 21 days, not more. Within 21 days, it says no later than 21 days before the payment due date. So 21 days before the payment due date, all of this information, 21 days or less, all of this information must get to the consumer. It must be mailed or delivered.
Okay.
It must have the information from 1666B and from 1637B, right?
Okay.
So now, how can they prove that it was delivered? See, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Tell them, brother, preach.
And if they're going to put a payment or a transaction as late on someone's consumer report, it also means that they must have evidence that this was mailed out or delivered within that 21-day period before the payment due date.
Brother spitting game here. So because they can't prove that you got that information, there cannot be
Where
a late
is the late payment?
How many times does this work? What is your percentage of victory?
So right now, I can only speak about right now. Right now in my university, all the students that run this game, that run this play, that use this section of the law, we've had a 98% success rate. And the ones that gave pushback, when they called a second time, they got the late payments deleted.
So it's 100%.
There is no rebuttal to this.
How many procedures are you talking about? 10?
This is just one.
1,000?
No,
you said your students and all this. How many times have you actually done this?
This has been
10,
done 15 times.
50 times?
15. So I just put this part together about a week ago.
Okay.
Right? And we have a challenge coming up where this play now is going to be run by hundreds of students. There is no rebutting this. 15 USC 1681 EB. A consumer reporting agency must adopt reasonable procedures to ensure that the consumer report has maximum possible accuracy. How can they furnish a late payment without this information? It cannot be furnished. And if it did, it was done fraudulently.
What if they send it with certified mail? Would that defeat this?
They need to prove it.
They have to prove
they sent it. They have to prove that they sent it. It's not just the sending it that's the problem. It must be done 21 days or less before the payment due date. These are all the stipulations that must be met.
Again, so if these guys don't even send it out, they're fucking up themselves, but no one knows this stuff. So basically, you found a hole in the system and you're exploiting it, correct?
It's not even a hole.
I mean, what
it's a hole if you don't know it's there. It is a law, and this was here before I got off the plane.
It's a hole in the system, and you just happen to find it.
Well, true. We can put it that way.
I don't see how.
Who made the hole?
Well, they made it. I'm not sure if they made it on purpose or if they made it as a way to use companies to fucking get rid of debt or something like that. Let me ask you something. You actually study this stuff. In your opinion, was this done on purpose or is this someone fucking up?
I like your questions. Wells Fargo, $3.7 billion lawsuit, right? For illegal foreclosure, illegal repossession, purposely applying mispayments to consumers' accounts. fraudulently opening up credit accounts. Now, what comes with a late payment? Well, in the terms and condition, if you are late, what goes up? The interest rate. If you are late for any reason, your interest rate goes up. So on a credit card, for example, if your interest rate is at, let's say 15%, right? If you are late, it jumps to 36%. Not to mention there's a what? A late payment fee.
They're going fishing.
So now the report from the CFPB said over 16 million people were affected.
What is the CFPB?
The CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay. It's a government agency with the FTC. That's, yeah, the Overwatch guys, right? And on their website, on their blog, over 16 million people were affected. Now, see, I like numbers, and we're just going to see how much they made off of just a late payment is what? $25, right? So 25 multiplied by 16 million. That's how much they made off of just late payment.
400 mil, huh?
Yeah. But guess what? They also did. They opened up new account, and they also did NSF, non-sufficient funds. So if they applied the late payment and they have non-sufficient funds, that's another $30. So let's add these two. So 25 plus 35, just for easy 60. Numbers, 60, right? Multiplied by 16 million people that got affected.
We got a Billy. So obviously this is all being done on purpose. Wells Fargo, founded in the year of the rat. So, when it comes down to it, you can expect that from Wells Fargo. Shout out to Wells Fargo.
Bank of America got hit with the same thing, 200 million.
Bank of America, of the biggest banks in America, is the most toxic one out of every single one of them, man. Chase, which is owned by the Rothschilds, which took it away from the Rockefellers after Chase and Manhattan merged, is the most powerful bank in America. When it comes to everything else, I think it's going to end with Chase. Like it always looks like the big fish is going to eat the little fish.
A lot of people don't know the history.
If you're smart, though, you're putting money in credit unions, right?
They don't know the history. You want to put it in assets because money by itself now is garbage. It's a piece of paper. It has no value because what you are saving, inflation is eroding your dollars.
What about cash is king? If there's
cash is garbage.
Hold on. But when it came down to certain times in American history and in world history, when for instance, 2008 when the recession happened, if you had cash, you were buying everything for pennies on the dollar. So, while cash might be fucking garbage right now under the Biden administration because inflation's going up, or under Jimmy Carter, under certain places and certain times like 2008, 2009, if you had cash and you were buying the bottom, that's how millionaires became billionaires. So it's not true all the time that cash is garbage. I understand what you're trying to say, though. I do believe that people should keep some cash in reserves, and the reason
I agree with you.
And the reason that is because one day there's going to be a bank holiday, and they're gonna shut off your fucking ATMs.
That part.
And you're not gonna fucking be able to buy anything, and that's going to be a very interesting time to say the least. And that's going to happen because you have to understand. Bretton Woods happened in 1944, and since then the U.S. dollar has been the world reserve currency. Right now the only thing that's keeping the dollar as the world reserve currency is because of its ability to buy oil with the petrodollar system. Obviously, you're educated, man. You know what the petrodollar system is, but most of these idiots don't. I remember about 15 years ago, I had to go on radio stations as a 20-year-old and educate people on the most powerful radio station in Ohio what the petrodollar was. They didn't understand what kept the American dollar afloat. So, just a quick little history lesson. The Federal Reserve prints money illegally because they took John F. Kennedy out to basically, well, that's what they did. They took Kennedy out. And as soon as Kennedy out, they basically repealed Executive Order 11110. That was Lyndon Johnson's first act as president, to give the printing press back to the Fed. Well, and you know what the Fed is.
Since we're going to go there.
We're definitely going to go there.
Since we're going to go there, people don't even know the Federal Reserve is not even a bank. People think it's a bank. It's not a bank. It's a group of private cartels, banking cartels that has this country by the cojones. And it's so sleazy how this creature came into being that it got shut down so many times. Even Washington said it. They did not want any Federal Reserve or central bank in America. It got shut down so many times.
The first Central Bank of America got shut down. The second one got shut down. No, there's mainly two of them. And then they finally got their fucking Fed after they sunk the Titanic. Straight to the Federal Reserve, and then after the Federal Reserve in 1913,
there's only a few people I can talk to about this. Golly, you're getting me excited.
Talk, brother, talk.
So now we're talking about the creature that came out from Jekyll Island, right? We're talking about the Titanic and what the Titanic sunk, and then we're talking about Woodrow Wilson and how he really made. Like without this dude, the Federal Reserve wouldn't be here. Like he was one of those. Intricate players, so to speak, because they waited until Christmas, until everybody left to sneak in a bill that's sleazy. I'm going to just keep my word.
No. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Right?
Let me just put it this way. There's one piece of the puzzle you don't know. Woodrow Wilson was born on the 28th. 28 is the number of wealth. Elon Musk is born on the 28th. Bill Gates is born on the 28th. Vanguard, you know what Vanguard is?
Yes, I do.
They were founded 5-1, the same day as Illuminati was founded 5-1, 1975 adds up to 28. 5-1-1975 is 28. So Woodrow Wilson was born on the 28th.
Okay.
He was the president and he signed the Federal Reserve Act into law. So they made sure a guy who was the number of wealth signed that bill. That's the missing piece that most people don't get.
Interesting.
So it's always something with these people because everyone sometimes understands their moves from a financial level or from a strategic level or from a propaganda level. Very few understand they're from an occult level. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah, these people are very smart, and I have no idea how you schmucks out there think you're going to overthrow these people when you don't even know basic numerology and astrology.